The Ernakulam Principal Sessions Court today pronounced verdict in the actress molestation case, which had caused an earthquake in Malayalam film industry. Everybody was eagerly expecting the verdict. The most important part of the verdict is it set free one of the accused or one of the uh, persons accused of conspiring to cause this crime, Dileep, who is a frontline actor who has been one of the power centers of Malayalam film industry. Actually, this case had caused a furore in Malayalam film industry and perhaps even changed power equations in Malayalam film industry forever. It has many repercussions also. The case exposed the power brokers of Malayalam film industry. It exposed what is really going on, exploitation of actresses in the film industry. Then it brought to light, backstabbings in the industry, how the industry is being controlled by a few people. Many aspects have come out during the investigations. But at the same time, it is true that while the whole world listened to the arguments of the victim, the man who was made one of the accused, Dileep, he suffered because of this case. Nobody was willing to listen to his side. Even the media jumped into a conclusion that this man is guilty without a proper trial. So, this is one of the other sides of the case. As you all know, truth is somewhere submerged in among these facts or factors. So now I think the court has arrived at a judgment. Courts arrive at judgment based on evidences presented before it, based on the arguments of counsels who represent defendant as well as accused. It could reflect truth, but it may be because of the failure of the defendant or accused to present facts also. So court eventually has to factor in all the evidences, nothing else. Meanwhile, the judgment has evoked different reactions in the society. For example, there are people who welcome this judgment. They point out that one man has been, marked as guilty before the trial, and now he has got justice. There are people who believe that the victim has been denied justice also. So, as usual, the society is divided. There is a saying in Malayalam that even if you beat up your mom, there will be people who are willing to support you. So, this is the situation. So, let's forget all that. But there are certain other aspects also. A lot of conspiracy theories were floated during the investigations of this case and during the trial. And some of them merit some mention. Then there are other factors or other conspiracy theories or other factors that have been misinterpreted also. So I think as a journalist who has reported this case, I need to mention some of those issues also. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. So let me start with the verdict. As per the verdict, Dileep, who has been one of the frontline heroes of Malayalam film industry, who has been under the shadow of doubt, has now come out of shadows, and now he has been totally exonerated from the case. The court has not found any evidence to implicate him, or the court has not found him guilty in this case. This is the most important outcome of this verdict. Now, if I give you a brief description of Dileep, he was not just one of the heroes in Malayalam industry. When he was implicated in the case, he had risen as the most powerful or the power center in Malayalam film industry. That is the most important aspect of this case. Dileep in fact controlled directors. He himself was a producer also, so he controlled producers also. He owned theaters and he controlled the theater association also. So he had the power to mar and make careers of people in Malayalam film industry at that point. So naturally, he had many friends and more enemies also. So that was the background. So it is natural that when someone raised an allegations against him, I think his enemies might have ganged up against him, because that was a rare opportunity for them to change the equilibrium of Malayalam film industry. This is an important aspect. But he is a very experienced player. He's a seasoned warrior. So he knew how to handle the case. I don't know him very closely, but I have taken part in many of the press conferences of Dileep. I have found that unlike other Malayalam film actors, this guy is a down to earth person. So this is one of the aspects. Even after the verdict was pronounced, I found him reacting very calmly. So I think that equanimity or poise is the hallmark of this person. Perhaps that makes him dangerous also, because he controls every aspect of he used to control every aspect of Malayalam film industry also. So that was the situation. Then naturally, I think his opponents might have exploited the situation to their advantage, and he was implicated. Mr. Dileep says there was a conspiracy against him, and a top police official who investigated the case, who now retired, Mrs. Sandhya IPS, she was prejudiced against him. That is what he even today he said. Then he said there could be other people, politicians, others who conspire. We don't know. He now wants to investigate the conspiracy angle in this case. Perhaps I think in the coming days that will come out. But I think during the investigation of the case, a lot of such conspiracy theories were floated. A lot of misinterpretations were there. I will start with one of the popular conspiracy theories which was there among journalists. Many people then expressed the doubt as to how such an influential person like Dileep was implicated in a case, because he had friends among politicians. He used to donate liberally. Then he had wielded enormous influence in the industry, in the system, everywhere. So why was such a person implicated? There, as per one of the popular theories doing rounds, a more powerful person was antagonized by him. The whole issue revolves around a piece of land in Thrissur round, which is the business center of Thrissur city. One very rich Kerala industrialist, he wanted to purchase a piece of land there. But this guy was denied that. Maybe some communal problems were also there. Nobody wanted to sell property to this guy. So he cleverly moved his pawns, and eventually he got an opportunity to purchase a piece of land including a theater. The owner of the theater was in financial crisis. He is an NRI. Then the influential businessman, he pressurized banks to not to give any leniency to this businessman, and that businessman fell in trouble. Some say at that point, Mr. Dileep extended help to this businessman in crisis, and he was able to tide over the crisis. Even now, there are many problems related to that piece of land and theater. Even recently, the caretaker or the man who now owns the theater was attacked. So that enraged the big businessman, and tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists say it was that industrialist who influenced the system to take action against Dileep and implicate him in this case, put him in jail. I don't know what is the reality. So that was the theory doing rounds. Then there is a second thing which I know. Earlier, Dileep thought that when a news appeared in a Mumbai-based newspaper, DNA, Dileep thought that it was a Malayalam film director who was initially Mumbai-based and who was doing ad films. He had might have influenced those some journalists, and he might have planted the story in such a way as to put Mr. Dileep in the radar on the radar of investigations. That was the doubt of Dileep, and he himself had said that. But I know very well that being a journalist, I know that it was not reported by someone from Mumbai. Actually, that report was sent by a stringer of that newspaper who from Kerala, and that stringer never had any relations with any, any opponents of Mr. Dileep or anybody. He simply got information from, like other journalists, from film sources, and perhaps he might have been influenced by the social opinion or the public opinion that existed during the time. So when an allegation of molestation is raised by a lady, of course the sympathy of the society will be for her, not against her. Perhaps that influenced the journalist also. I think it was that prompted the journalist to write a story which was against Dileep, which could be interpreted as against Dileep. But just because it happened to be get published in a national daily, that gained some sort of importance. Mr. Dileep believed that it was that newspaper story that laid the foundation for all future conspiracies or investigations. Maybe there could be truth in his thought, but the problem was that I think he might have received some wrong information from some PR agencies which was doing PR work for the actor. So many such incidents happened during the trial. What I wanted to tell is that during every such sensational case, many people will chip in such informations, many people will air their views, and sometimes the system will get influenced by those opinions. But let's hope that eventually the truth has come out. I think since the court arrived at a judgment, it might be true. Maybe the aggrieved party will move to higher courts. I don't know whether the higher courts will revoke the current judgment. Let's wait. This is what I feel. But I think there are many valuable lessons about reporting during such cases, or evidences or conspiracy theories, or the general situation in film industry have become clear in this case. So let's wait for the future, and let's see how if the aggrieved parties will move higher courts, or the higher courts will revoke judgments. Meet you again with updates. Till then, goodbye.